Hello everybody, back again with another video for the day. It's funny, I just walk in and I just turn the camera on. I'm like, screw it, let's go ahead and give it a go. I got my little notes right here. I want to talk about Trump and not allowing Biden into intelligence committee briefings or intelligence report committees. I guess that's probably one of the best ways to say it. So for those of you who do not know, Trump essentially told Biden no, that he cannot go into intelligence committee briefings. Now, this is actually a big deal because of the implications. For example, what happened recently was that we found out there's a nuclear weapons embargo with Russia, U.S. embargo with Russia. Now, would you like to take a guess on what day that embargo ends? It ends 16 days after Biden is inaugurated as president. What that means is that Biden has 16 days to make sure he doesn't start a Cold War. I'm sorry. Let's just think about that for a second. 16 days to study for the biggest test of his life, where all of our lives are on the line. Just because of the fact that Trump does not want him into the intelligence briefings. Now, you could say, well, hold on a second. Biden is not the actual president. Okay, so if that is your stance, actually, let's just think about this for a second. He's risking your life. You know who actually decided to place a candidate into their briefings in the event that they actually won? It was actually Bill Clinton with George Bush. So when Bill Clinton was still president and Al Gore, his vice president, was running against Bush, both of those individuals were in the briefings in the event that Bush actually won. Do you think Al Gore was probably upset about that? Probably, because Bush didn't yet win. But the idea was that you don't put Americans' lives at risk. That's the point. Excuse me. I think I ate a lot of Chipotle earlier. But Trump is not conceding that. Now, what else is on the line? Well, fun fact or funny story, there is a country that really likes to launch nuclear weapons and do nuclear weapons tests the days of and leading to inauguration, and that's North Korea. Diplomacy in private is different than diplomacy in public, as we all know. But some countries react differently in private than public. North Korea is known for being very erratic, where they would come to the table, be very open and honest, have a nice negotiation process, and then absolutely out of nowhere, they'll become I guess I already used the word erratic, so I'll say crazy. They'll start to proliferate weapons after a deal is made and then try to renegotiate. And they do this all the time. It's very consistent. It's a consistent thing that they do. So Biden has approximately several hours to know how to deal with that without having the information available as to how to handle that and what kind of context. Another example, Afghanistan. Right now, there's a negotiation between the United States military and the Taliban. There are other groups in that area as well. Typically, when one group wants to get into the negotiations, they'll increase their attacks. During the transfer of power, this leaves the United States more susceptible towards attacks because groups know that this is when the United States would be caught off guard the most. So what I'm saying is there could potentially be a surge in violence in that area attacking U.S. troops, and they're waiting for approvals by a U.S. president who does not yet have the context to be able to help solve said problems because of the fact that Trump does not declare Biden as the winner, even though he could have done what Clinton did. Clinton was president and he still let Bush in there. So I suppose what I'm getting to is even if you support Trump, I think we can all agree that a candidate should favor American security over their own ambitions. Right? I feel like that's not a crazy thing. I think we can all agree on that. Okay. Also, I've said it throughout these last little few video series, YouTube cut my video recommendations down by 70% because apparently I'm unreliable news because I'm independent even though I post my sources in the description box below. If you could give me a subscribe, I'd appreciate it because I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year.